Okay, why should we purchase several recorders before buying an expensive one? First of all, as a rule, except for my 128 euros, 400, half a tone lower, now I forgot, 415, tuning E instead of F. Okay, recorder by Xenon, which is quite expensive for a plastic recorder. As a rule, to 2024, the cost from the Thomann is even 10 euros, as an exception, from 20 euros to 45 euros, more or less. 2024. So you can buy 5-6 year recorders and spend 130, 140 euros. So you say, wait, but well, they're all of ABS material except for Echo Deer by Yamaha. They should sound the same. No, they don't sound the same because the construction is different. The windway is different, the shape, the length, how long the windway is, the labium, the window, the bore, the size of the bore. The holes can be bigger or smaller. Some instruments have less of a conical bore. Some instruments have here the exit is a little bit smaller, other is wider. Some have undercuts like expensive wood. Usually there's a piece of another piece of, it's not, they insert another piece of plastic around the the hole, so there is an undercut. Means the hole from the lower part to the upper, it's not like this, it's a little bit like this, and that changes the sound. Recorders with undercuts, with hole with undercut, are supposed to be better. Having said that, it's not only the price. An instrument can be much more expensive. For example, this is 20 euros something. Other recorders by Yamaha are 45 euros. The most expensive 42, I think. The one with the ebony finish. And there are differences. Ebony, the Yamaha with ebony finish has a kind of a little bit like wooden surface. It's not glossy like this. It's not smooth. So if you don't want to use this, the one has some grip. This doesn't have. Some instruments have space in between the fingers. I'm speaking of Tor. Why am I using a Greek word? I don't even speak Greek oftentimes. Now it's the mind is strange. Tora means now. The spacing can be a little bit wider or narrower depending on the model. Not so much, but you can feel it. For example, when I use the one that is 2.5 tone lower, I can feel wider stretching. Then there's a aesthetical thing. I like it black, I like it white. No pun intended, no double entendre. Okay? And black is not, yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to be. Some like yellow. I have yellow one. With a finish that looks like wood. So, another thing, once you match the sound with the build of the recorder, you know what you like. And maybe you like an instrument that has a straight wind way. That even as a rule, they're less expensive, depend on what kind of sound you go after. Obviously, if you go after original Baroque sound, you buy a Baroque recorder with arch and windway, but they're even in the realm of arch windways. There are differences. Not all arch windways are the same. When I bought my Superior by Kung, I noticed it was the one who had the most powerful lower range notes, F, the G, the A. And for what I do, that's what I like. There were more expensive recorders, but they weren't my cup of tea, so to speak. Once you know this, and you have built a good ear for the sound of the recorder, so you can, okay, this sounds like this sounds like this sounds like this. On top of that, you use them, and I use them a lot, and I play even more. I play this for half an hour, I play this another 1.5 an hour. I like all of them, except for one or two recorders that they don't really sound good because they hire really technically some notes are not difficult to play, and this sounds bushy. I don't know, really. Except for rare exceptions, they all play well. You can play for hours. There are a lot of good things. But the sound of wood, okay, the sound is not as the same as a wooden recorder. But I wouldn't spend my money on a wooden recorder if I haven't achieved a certain level. Okay, I would say after 2 or 3 years of consistent playing and practicing, you can make yourself a gift and buy an exam, assuming you have the money, a wooden recorder. Not all wooden recorders have the same price. I'd say even less than my Superior with the Rondo or by Merck or the Canta by Bollenauer are not extremely expensive. Believe you me, the difference in tone is not as high as the price tag would suggest. It means, like, that goes also for guitars. I have guitars, I know what I'm speaking about. On a certain level, the price to have an improvement, something better, the price jumps through the roof. Ask yourself, do I want to shell out hundreds of euros for an instrument that probably very few people would understand, very few people would notice the difference? Okay, that's the point. When I have an instrument that is very expensive, you tend to not to play so much. Okay. Other thing that is wood. It can crack. Get information about what woods are more stable. Obviously, a brand that use stable woods that have been seasoning for, I don't know, years. They cost more. Okay, so it means, and they don't warp so much. There are some wood that tend to warp, for example, boxwood. So sometimes a used instrument can be even better, because if it's been used for some time, it's more stable. uh, but you have to check the sound to see if the sound has gone to the dogs through extensive playing. But you need to have an educated ear, and you get also through playing wooden plastic recorders. Then, if you want to get into the wooden recorder world, you have to acquire a lot of information, and don't think in a naive way, oh, the, the more it costs, the better it is. It's not like that. Something costs more. Some woods, tone woods, cost more. It's not a given that you will like them more because they cost more. If you like a more, I don't know, flute-like sound, not with a lot of overtones, a little bit of light sound, you can go with a maple or maple wood or pear wood. The most dense is the ebony, the black, like clarinet wood, but the wood is black because there's a wood is called black wood, it's not ebony. I got it one for 30 euros. It was a Lucky Strike. It's a more second hand, but it has a straight windway. How do I like straight windways? Yeah, I like curved windways and straight windways depending on what I'm going to play, how I feel like. There are days that, this, I don't like playing this, I want to play another instrument. You can do that if you have a plastic recorder. If you want to do that with wooden recorders, unless you're a professional and you invest on, but you should invest on medieval style, Renaissance style recorder, Baroque recorder, modern recorder with keys, even sometimes a recorder can be amplified, so an electric recorder, or you can have a lot of recorders and spend a lot of money. Okay, that's not the case for most people. If you're watching this video, obviously you're not a professional because you already have this information through other channels, so to speak. I'd say don't be frustrated because I to be on the safe side, I play plastic recorder because I know them better, and I want to keep the wooden recorder for I have to play a gig in front of people. I know they're stupid. They wouldn't understand a plastic recorder, so I play my a wooden recorder. I play more wooden recorders when it comes to soprano because I have several soprano recorders that are wooden because they cost less than alto. I have two rondeau, one canta. I have the new Aldro 415, 442 with only one head joint. I have my Moog Palisander soprano and ebony soprano, both Rothenburg. I have my dream flute. I have quite, for a person who isn't a professional, I have quite, which I have the skull flute, show flute, the skull flute. It was my first recorder, German fingering, too bad. Now I have the Baroque fingering recorder. So that's the reason why you shouldn't underestimate. You shouldn't underestimate plastic recorders. Some of them are copies of original Bressan or Strasbourg Haka by Aulos. The two, I have three brands that basically mostly are. I have all the models by Aulos, except some old model. Okay, and by Yamaha. To put it simply, Yamaha as a sound is more modern, even in instruments that are more baroque-like. Uh, Aulos, no. They sound better if you play baroque music. They don't sound so good when you play modern music, whatever, pop, jazz, or whatever. It's a rule of thumb. But Xenon, I have three altos, because I have the Stansby Junior, no, the Bressan, the one for under 15, and another model that the kind of neutral model, not Bressan as a powerful voice. Some notes, high-pitched notes from G, second octave, didn't sound good. D, E, A for some reason. I never had these problems with Aulos or with Yamaha. If I had to choose one, I'd choose the intermediate between this and the Rothenburg. There is another model. You can play anything. But okay, I want to buy I have all this Rothenburg. I have a Rothenburg with striped ebony finish, the one with black ebony finish, and the yellow one. Basically, it's the same model, but they sound different. Why? Because one, I've been playing that for 12, 13 years, and something has changed. It's plastic, but I don't know, something has changed. The other one is new, the matte black ebony finish, and the yellow is another material. The one I found more comfortable is the one I've been playing for 14 years. Nobody speak about durability. Everything has a duration, even plastic. And how the sound change. I found the old one has a different sound. Maybe you clean every time you change the inner bores. Everything is going to. People are going to get old. Things are going to get old. Sometimes they get better, but getting old. Some guitars up to a certain point, and they get old. But up to a certain point, they improve their sound. Too bad it doesn't work for this, or at least doesn't work for wooden recorders. To make a long story short, believe me, I'm one of the few people, I think, that I know what's what. I know my ropes. I know my plastic recorders, because many professional recorder players don't play them. They use their wooden expensive recorders, and they use one or two to practice, but they don't, for the most part, they don't take them seriously. And I take them damn seriously. And having a lot of models, I can compare them, and being able to play them on a certain level, I can appreciate all the differences. But I will never tell you play this, because this is up to you. It's horses for courses. I mean, depends on what you have to do. In my view, you buy all of them. You buy 3, 4, 5, 6, and you will never regret buying a new plastic recorder, because they all sound damn good, and each of them sounds different. And then, as you heard, I have my fair share of wooden recorders. I don't have a wooden bass recorder, but I have a Sopranino they get for little money. I make boxwood. I like boxwood. I like listening to boxwood instruments. I just have a Sopranino. I should try. I never had the chance to try really a lot of wooden recorders. After this COVID craze, people are scared. Oh, you cannot try. I don't want to play an instrumental. Buy. To spend hundreds of euros, if not thousands, more than 1,000 euros for an instrument that I can try out. Anyway, Yamaha, and this is Stallman, and this cost me 10 euros. And believe me, I like it. It's a specific sound. This is a specific sound. They're more on the flutish, not so baroque sound. If I respect this is exactly, looks wise, a copy of the Yamaha Rothenburg. Nothing like the Rothenburg, the way it sounds. Okay, goodbye.